Wow, that's a packed room. Good evening, everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to what promises to be an extraordinary night as we celebrate the Forbes India Under 30 presented by L'Oréal Paris, Associate Partner Reliance Industries Limited, and UTI Mutual Fund, and Workspace Partner IndiCube. Tonight, we honor a group of dynamic, bold, and trailblazing individuals, which is all of you out here, who have proven their mettle through a rigorous selection process that we have. These fiery talents are true go-getters, and I can assure you that for the next few hours, you'll witness an explosion of creativity, innovation, and success that will leave you in awe. While most people in their early 20s are just beginning to explore their career paths, these remarkable individuals today have discovered their passions and honed their skills. Fueled by passion, driven by innovation, and relentless in their pursuit, these young minds are solving real-world problems, creating new experiences, and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. If you're posting content from our event today, please use the hashtag Forbes India Under 30, and I urge that all of you do. We are Forbes India on Facebook, Instagram, and X. On that note, I'd now like to invite Brian Carvalho, editor of Forbes India, to the stage to deliver the welcome address.
Good evening and welcome to the Forbes India Under 30 soiree. I want you to look at what's behind me on the screen. It's the cover of our 2024 Under 30 issue. It's a rather special one and one that we are particularly proud of. And here's why. 4 of the 5 who feature on the cover, as you may have realized, are women. The list itself is packed with women. A third of the 30. And if you include the special mentions, we had over 15 women on this list. And don't forget, entities with multiple founders count as one winner. And we did have startups with multiple women founders. This isn't one of those exercises where we identify just women achievers and list them out. Yes, we need those lists too. But the 2024 Under 30 edition was special because the women who made it to the list and to the cover are young achievers and outperformers in their own right. This ascendancy of women on the under 30 list is important for many reasons. A big one being that the pipeline of tomorrow's women leaders and winners is robust. And there will be a day when we may not need lists of powerful women, just powerful leaders, in which the balance of men and women is equitable. We at Forbes India are proud to be at the vanguard of such progress. And that's also why our association with L'Oréal and the My Worth, My Choice campaign is a logical fit. Look out for the segment on Women Who Win, where we celebrate the worth of women, the choices they make, their achievements, and their contributions. But there's a bigger picture too. The Forbes India Under 30 list is about celebrating the restlessness of the young, their innovations, their aspirations, and their spirit of industry. This evening, as we felicitate the class of 2024, remember that in this room, there are some of tomorrow's leaders and winners who have begun their journey with a few firm steps. This is the moment to celebrate their achievements. So sit back and enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Brian, for that motivating address and setting the tone for this evening. We are honored to have a trailblazing entrepreneur and a philanthropist with us here this evening. His journey from launching India's first cable TV network to becoming a visionary entrepreneur is truly remarkable. Please join me in welcoming Ronnie Screwvala to the stage to discuss a very, very pertinent subject for the young audience here today, which is building for the long term and not for valuation. And it is my honor to moderate this discussion.
Good evening.
Good evening, Ronnie. Thank you so much for taking out the time and being here. We love having you and we love listening to you talk. And I'm sure our audience is going to love that as well. And I believe we're talking about a topic which is very dear to you, which is building for the long term and not for valuation. So, to kick things off, if you could tell us a bit about the fact that people do call you serial entrepreneur, right? It's a known fact. Do you really believe in that status? And what would you say is the key to success?
Yeah, well, firstly, good evening, and just phenomenal to see such young faces here. And a great gender mix. I don't think it's by accident. I think that's what the future of India is. So I think we're all very proud. I'm here because I'm curious. I want to know what everyone else is thinking, what's the new generation thinking. And the team I work with very closely, frankly, are all under 30. And I think that works better because there's so much dynamism in the room. And basically, at the end of the day today, the good part for all of you all is whatever you're creating, product, service, anything that you're having, you're that target group. Maybe not that full target group, because I think some of you all come from a different ecosystem, some come from a different ecosystem, some of you all may be a little bit more privileged. We need to understand the other side of the consumer, but overall, you are that target group. So I think that's, to go to your question specifically, actually, it's quite contrarian that for someone who's actually stuck it out and built for the long term, and I would say stayed the course, to be called a serial entrepreneur just sounds like every 4 to 5 years you're kind of changing your course, which actually hasn't been the case with me, which is why I don't. Besides which, of course, as I keep saying, serial normally means premeditated, like a serial killer. It's like, it's a premeditated move. And frankly, there is no premeditated move, because if you are conceptually thinking that every 4 to 5 years or 6 years, I'm going to shift gears, you're going to fail multiple times, because you can't time failure and you can't time success. So I think anyone thinking I'm going to do this for 5 years and I'm going to have an exit, very confused a lot of people. You have to build for your own vision. So I think, no, I don't think serial entrepreneur as a concept works, because premeditatingly thinking about somebody else's vision. Because if you want to exit and if you want to not be and move on, the first thing in the question is, who are you building and for whose vision? Because if you're contemplating what somebody 5 years later would think of your company, that they would like to buy it out or invest, it actually means it's not your vision. And then it's downhill from there.
Absolutely. I think that's very well put. Coming to Upgrad, right? When you started Upgrad, I feel like the entire startup world, and more so EdTech, was only talking about valuations at the time.
I think everyone talks about valuations. I'm glad by the 3-4 conversations I had here, nobody talked about valuations. Everyone was talking about a product. Everyone was talking about a great thing. So I think maybe it's the new generation, hopefully, and not corrupted by what media keeps talking about valuations, and not that single horn thing that we all call, what is it called? Unicorn or something like that? Yeah. Okay.
Right. So, how did you at the time ensure that you don't get caught up in the number game? And you've done that for many years now, and that's why probably Upgrad is where it is today. So
look, I think it's very, very important. If anyone building a business thinks the best trump card or the thumping card is that you raised money, that's the first responsibility. It's not an asset, it's actually a liability. Because at the end of the day, if you want to stay for the next 40 years, you'll soon realize that actually raising money is a liability, not an asset. It's a great cash flow and it is a positive. But at the end of the day, you have to give a return. So taking that step is one of the most important things. Second, I think the sector, which is learning, skilling, workforce development, education, whichever way I looked at that, I've seen it from the outside, and you don't need that kind of money. So I think the other tragic part was, here was a sector getting overfunded. Third, I just want to tell you, the biggest killer for innovation is raising too much money. Because what does that mean? You actually raise it. Some investors told you something about the 4 seasons and stock it up for the winter because nobody else is going to do that. Complete crap. Complete disillusionment. It's their agenda of how they want to run it. you need the money when you need the money. And I think, firstly, when you look at raising funds, if you look at it when you're tamping up, the first thing you want to do is spend. And most of it then goes into what I would call low priority, low pressure for innovation thinking. Because you think of marketing, you think of experimenting, you think of hiring a few more people than you need. You also think, I'll try this and I'll try that. Suddenly you become a diversification king versus actually being a focus king. So you've got to really watch out for the fact that funding is required, but this chest thumping moment is a problem. And I think that's really where most sectors go sideways before they actually come online. From our point of view, I think in Upgrad, only because I was a serial entrepreneur, though I don't think, and I'd exited media, I kind of knew it because I come from a lower middle class family. I started with 37,000 rupees and a very clear message from my dad, around much younger than some of you all when I was starting up. After they finally accepted that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and not go out and do my chartered accountancy and MBA was, if you want to go out and start something, do it. But if something goes wrong, we're with you morally, but financially we can't bail you out. When you go with that no opening balance, it's a very different approach to life, right? It just keeps your feet grounded for the rest of your life. And I think that's a great virtue for whatever you all are doing here, because the more your feet are on the ground, the higher chance of success. So I think in that, I knew exactly how important it is and the value for what you want to build for. So I think when we started off, the best test for Upgrad was for the first 5 years, we didn't raise any money from external, but we didn't bootstrap. Thankfully, because I'd finished one innings and I had a liquidity. And so therefore one is putting one's own capital, which is the best way to go about it. But the beauty of that is it allowed us to go completely with our own vision. Because the minute you have investors, you're foxtrotting. You're doing a little bit of a dance because of the simple reason you're doing it, but you need to be respectful about what they've come in for. Suddenly your priorities change. For a lot of you, vision gets diluted a little bit or a lot, depending on how many investors you get. I think some of the biggest failure stories today is not only when you raise too much money, which is definitely a higher chance of failure than not, but when you raise it from too many people, because then you've got to diverse. It takes a very mature founder at 30, at 40, at 50, and at 60 to manage multiple investors. And that would be, I think, that's something you really need to figure out, that choosing people that have a slightly more longer term vision is very, very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. And, since you mentioned UTV, tell us about that UTV sale to Walt Disney, a business that I think you and Zarina built over so many decades. Was it emotionally difficult also because you were so attached to it?
No. I don't think we were attached to it. I think, and I realized that after we exited, that there's a small difference, but a huge difference, but actually a small difference between being emotional about your business and being passionate about your business. And I think we were much more passionate, but not as emotional. Emotional means you can't let it go. Passion means you'll do whatever you want to do it. But emotional means you won't collapse if it goes away from you. I think your emotional attachment to your family or even to a pet is a very different one than the passion that you would need to do with your business. So I think that is something that comes over a certain period of time. But I think the journey was very, very simple. It wasn't pre-planned, firstly, right? It absolutely wasn't pre-planned. Here we had was a great brand, which is the Walt Disney Company, a 100 times bigger brand than UTV that we had created. And they were investors with us. And one fine day, they just popped the question. I think the other part here is if you go looking for someone to sell your company to, you're going to get 1/4 the value. But if somebody finds you, you're going to get 10x the value. And that's just the law of gravity. Because when somebody knocks on your door, then you need a conversation where they're coming into your arena, so to speak. And if you knock on somebody else's door, you could be waiting at the reception for 45 minutes before they let you in. And that's the difference between wealth creation and ultra wealth creation, or value creation and ultra value creation. So I think they were on our board, and I think one thing led to another, and they popped the question, and it just sounded the right thing to do. So I don't think it took more than 30 days of a decision of being less emotional but practical, because I think not because we were at a crossroad, but for multiple reasons, we just felt this was the absolute right thing for us to do, for the brand that we had created, for the company, for the 1,300 people at that time that were working with us. And even today, zero regrets.
Absolutely. And, there are a lot of young founders here today. When you have investor money or that eagerness to succeed suddenly, what are some of the main challenges of staying focused on long-term growth and, sort of not getting caught into the pressure of showing results immediately? You could probably give us some anecdotes of when you struggled with something like that.
I think it will be extremely silly for us to assume that we can let go of the day-to-day struggle. It is there to be there. You're not going to get there. The point is, whatever you plan, Murphy's Law will apply. Whatever you plan, things will start going wrong. Whenever you think, I need that one extra hour for me to strategize and think of the long term, you won't be able to do that. Whenever you think, how can I think of the long term because I don't know whether I'm going to survive tomorrow. But that's the beauty, right? That's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're an entrepreneur. Because in spite of all that, if you're building that foundation, that's when you're going to build something really, really magical, really, really long term. You're not building for the next. The real success comes when you outlast people. The real value comes when you outlast people. The real value comes from many of those aspects. So I would just say very simply, that's the core. I mean, that you have to stick around to sort of outlast.
Right. And what role does profitability play in this case? And how does one assess the health of the business beyond valuation?
Yeah, I don't know. Valuation is a figment of five people's imagination in some form or the other, whether we like it or not, right? I mean, let's be very clear. Till you get market conditions defining your value, and that's the shock that people have. I think the problem 3 years back is India had 125 unicorns, and slowly that slowed down. Thank God for that, right? And I was very clear that out of those 125 unicorns, not more than 25 will be unicorns 3 years later. And I think we're 1.5 years into that journey. And I think the statistics will hold out. Because when you set yourself up for that, and then when you go into the real world or a public market or where you're really going to get into the market, you have to keep justifying that. Because before that, you did a lot of presentations and posturing. 5 people who had money to disperse valued you. It was whether there was a FOMO or whether there was not. So there's no real... What you're building is a serious business. And I think if you build a serious business, you will get value. There's no question about that. So I think there's no question of profitability or not profitability. That's not a question mark. It can have a sense of timing. Let's be very clear. The modern day service industry, you expense everything. Before that, when people were building factories and only into manufacturing, you would put up 1,000 crore of a capital. But it wasn't a loss of 1,000 crores because then you depreciated that. And only 250 crores may have hit your P&L, or even 100 crores may hit your P&L, and then the next 10 years. There's no concept of that kind of amortization today. So, yes, service companies and new age companies will have higher losses in the beginning. There's nothing wrong with that. But as long as you know that in that context, you're not running a not-for-profit, and that you're not running a business based on valuation or based on 5 people who will judge you for your valuation because you're at a high growth level, because they're the best and worst fair weather friends. And nothing wrong with them because that's their business. Their business is to be fair weather friends because they're with you for a transient period of 4 to 5 and 6 years. The conversation and value add they will have is not to say, how do you see yourself 20 years from now? They're going to say how you're going to see yourself and, have 8 quarters and 9 quarters and 10 quarters. That's where at this age, if you can build those fundamentals, don't get stressed about valuation, and nothing completely falls off. The amount of times I've had -0 bank balances, which anyone would have called a failure, have been multiple times. But that's not the end. It's not the beginning, but it's not the end.
Wow, I think that was a great note to end our conversation on, Ronnie, given that we're on a very strict time schedule. So I'm going to open the floor for questions from the audience. Anyone who's willing to. Okay, we have someone right here. If we can pass the mic, please. Thank you.
As I said, firstly, you are a huge inspiration for all the entrepreneurs out here. So thank you for all that you do. My question is, as a leader, you have certain belief systems. Over the decades, over the years, is there a belief system that has changed for you and why?
I think speakers of that said, can you repeat the question?
So I was asking that, as a leader, you have many belief systems, your foundation, your core principles. Over the decades, as the world is evolving, as a leader, do you think any belief system that has changed for you?
When you look at this, especially the giving back element, the foundation I started when I was 23. Just FYI. We renamed it the Swadesh Foundation after one of our movies much, much later, only in the last 10 years. Because for the first time I had a bank balance that wasn't indebtedness, where I hadn't taken a loan for my daughter to go abroad and study, etc. So I think it started at about 23. I have no idea how and when. It was just one of those impulsive situations. But I think today when I see a lot of the younger generation, including my daughter, who did her film degree from USC, came back, wanted to be in films, and then after one film decided that's not her forte and started a not-for-profit, which is a mentor-mentee program. So I think today in all of us, and I've spoke to some of you all, there is a context where you're thinking of impact. Because today, if you really want to be and create valuable companies in India, you have to have the word impact in your thing. Because if you're creating that impact, you'll open the market. It's a very price-sensitive market. If you're suddenly looking at something which is only for the top 1% of the population or 0.5% of the population, it's fine. But that's not what India is. And you're going to find it difficult because after a certain stage, you'll reach a glass ceiling sooner than if you're in a much more price sensitive. So I think that balance of that not-for-profit versus profit from that very early stage, outside of that one line from my dad that says, I cannot bail you out financially, just keeps grounding you down. So anytime a gas balloon lights you with an investor saying, this is great, and can I put $100 million, you keep deflating that and coming back to ground earth.
Great. I think that was, I hope that answered your question. Anyone else? Any questions? I thought there'd be a lot more. Okay, there are two of them. Maybe we'll take... Okay.
Yeah, and if you could just talk a little louder because the speakers are that way, so I can't hear. Plus, I've got tinnitus, so I have a little bit of a problem anyway hearing.
So you have built multiple ventures from ground up. So what's your suggestion in dealing with the people who were there in the beginning but reached the limitation? What's the contribution of your venture, the growth of the company after some time? Initial core team, once they reach their limitation, what do you suggest in dealing with those core team?
What do we suggest for? Sorry. Can you just hold the mic a little closer?
Okay. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I was asking you, how do you deal with the initial founding team when they reach their limitations towards the contribution to a growth of this venture that you're building?
When you...
When the initial okay.
Do you, yeah. I'm having...
Exactly.
Thank you. Yeah. No, I think it's a very relevant and a good question. This whole, please sit. I think the concept of this whole 0 to 1, 1 to 10, I found it quite mythical because firstly, now today, there's no 0 to 1 and 1 to 10. It's 0 to 0.5, 0.5 to 1, 1 to 1.15, 1.5 to 2. It's going to be as laborious as that because the changes are there. So don't look for some magic suddenly when 1 becomes 1 is to 10. Yes, people do have a context that they can max out. And I think actually they're the treasure troves because they've got a lot of reference and context of what you want to do. I think having those frank conversations with them about their career moves where actually they can be placed in many other trustworthy positions or positions where you need a stable growth but not a high growth will put less pressure on them. And actually you'll be amazed. The more frank your conversation with people you're most afraid to have a frank conversation with, they half the time or 90% of the time, they wanted to have that conversation in the first place but did not approach it. So every time I've had a conversation where somebody says, my tech guy is having a problem, etc., and he's there and he wants to work from home and I've got this friction, I'm saying, talk it out. So I would say for people there, we shouldn't lose them. They realize their potential that they've sort of maxed out there. If they've got ambitions of going out and starting something of their own, then it's a loss for you. So you should figure out why you haven't been able to accommodate them. But I think there's room for those people because of the simple reason that they need to be nurtured and they'll be your faithfuls at every given stage. I found that.
Thank you, sir.
Great. I think we'll wrap it up with this. I'm so sorry we're running very late and out of time also. But thank you so much, Ronnie, for your
great.
time.
Thank
I think
you.
this was a very, very insightful conversation.
Great. And congratulations to all of you all here for winning it. I'd rather say best of luck. I'm very reticent to say congratulations most of the time because that means already it's a finished game. This is just the start. This is just one more firecracker, one more impetus, one more inspiration, one more thumbs up that says go for it. The only thing I would say for you all is it's a privilege. So take that privilege on and look left, look right at many other people who don't have that privilege and how you can rope them in.
Thank you so much, Ronnie. I think that was beautiful. Thank you again. Okay, so I'm back to my role number 1 for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to kick off the celebrations with our first set of awards for Forbes India Under 30, class of 2024.
They told us to follow the trends, because that's the way it's always been. You know what's more fun? Disrupting the status quo. Finding new solutions for old, and new needs for a new world. Leaving no one behind. Boldly expressing. Deeply enthralling. Revolutionizing business. We've fought the odds and won. We are the outliers. The trailblazers. We are the Forbes India Under 30.
Super exciting. We're all here to honor an extraordinary group of young achievers who are making waves across various industries. Their passion, creativity, and drive have propelled them to remarkable heights at such a young age. I'd like to welcome Ronnie Screwvala back on stage to do the honors, please. Let's celebrate their achievements and recognize their contributions that are shaping the future. Let's begin. Our first category for the evening is B2B. She dropped out of IIT to pursue her passion for design and dove into prototyping and product testing, eventually becoming the Chief Product Officer and Head of Marketing of Ognito, India's first voice-based AI platform for healthcare. Her work now supports doctors in 350 hospitals across 20 countries, pushing the boundaries in AI long before it became mainstream. Please welcome Spriha Biswas with a huge round of applause. Thank you so much and congratulations. We now move to the clean energy and climate change category. As awareness of sanitary waste increases, Pad Care Lab stands out by making it their mission to tackle the disposal of sanitary products. It has developed the world's first patented sanitary pad recycling technology, recovering pulp and plastic for industrial use while addressing pollution and supporting waste pickers. Please give a big round of applause for Ajinkya Dharia, founder, Pad Care Labs. Congratulations, Ajinkya. Moving on to our next category, consumer tech. They have created the groundbreaking Sonic Lamb headphones, which uses patented hybrid driver technology, quite a mouthful I must say, but very cool product that combines air and body conduction to let you both hear and feel the music. Literally. Please join me in welcoming Navjeet Karkare, co-founder and CEO, and Jagat Bidappe, co-founder and CTO, Raptor Innovation Labs. Congratulations to the both of you. Now it's time to explore the design category. With a unique blend of Netra's execution prowess and Abhishek's ideation strength, they have infused a youthful spirit in India's agriculture sector, serving clients like Tony and Guy, MG, Sony Music with their very, very innovative approach. We're very excited to welcome Abhishek Durrani, co-founder and creative director, and Netra Ajampur, co-founder and managing partner, Studio Sorted. Congratulations to the both of you. Next up in design, exploring the creation of every product with love and passion, merging form and function, their award-winning design agency operates at the intersection of technology and storytelling, collaborating with clients across the globe, including startups like Pixel and Dhruva Space, as well as industry leaders such as ISRO and Titan. Please put your hands together for Christopher Richard and his 8 co-founders at Studio Carbon. Yeah, all of you should come on stage. Big team. Big round of applause for them, please. Congratulations to all of you. Thank you so much for being here. Our next category for the night is entertainment. And the winner is someone who is best known for her intense roles in Kutte and Sajni Shinde Ka viral video with lighter, fun roles in commercial films. Her film Sana earned her the Best Actor Award at the UK Indian Film Festival. Let's celebrate the young achiever, Radhika Madan. We have some cheers going on, please. Radhika's doing some very fab work. Thank you so much, Radhika. Moving on to our next felicitation category, e-commerce and retail. Propelled into entrepreneurship at a young age by his father, who started car trade in 2009, overcoming self-doubt, he led Car Trade Ventures, a $100 million fund for M&A and incubation, and successfully orchestrated a 520 crore acquisition in 2024, proving that this young gun is just getting started on his path to glory. Please welcome Varun Sanghi, head of Car Trade Ventures. Congratulations to you, Varun. Thank you so much for your time today, Ronnie, and for presenting awards to all our winners. Thank you so much once again. Big congratulations to all our winners so far. We have some more coming up. For that, I'd like to welcome Ahana Gautam, founder and CEO, Open Secret, and celebrity chef and actor Ranveer Brar to give away the next set of awards. Thank you. Our next category. We're all set? Okay. Our next category is clean energy and climate change. The duo. Okay, all right, we're set. This duo is the co-founder of Mini Minds, who are solving a huge waste problem in the clean energy space. Mini Minds collects used lithium-ion batteries across the country and recycles them to extract lithium, cobalt, and nickel. This makes the scarce and expensive resource of lithium available in the country and reduces the reliance on traditional mining for cobalt and nickel. Please put your hands together for Anupam Kumar, the co-founder and CEO, and Arvind Bhardwaj, co-founder and CTO, Mini Minds. Thank you for being here and many congratulations. Congratulations once again to both of you. Now let's celebrate the achievers under the digital content creator category. Our first achiever is someone who began exploring the power of social media during the initial months of COVID-19. Leveraging her background in taxation and investment banking, today she has amassed an impressive following of over 1 million followers and over 10,000 subscribers for her newsletter, Crore Club. She has the unique ability to simplify complex financial topics that has made her a trusted voice in the industry. Please welcome Anushka Rathod. Congratulations, Anushka. You look stunning, by the way. Now on to the other winner in the digital content creator category. With 1 million followers across social media platforms, he's widely popular for blending visuals and background scores in perfect sync. He's even caught the attention of Nuclear. He's worked as an assistant editor for movies and web series like Batla House, Marjava, and Rocket Boys. Please welcome the very, very talented Dipraj Jadhav. Congratulations. Our next category for tonight is something that enchants all of us. Yes, music. With over 2 lakh monthly listeners on Spotify and an immense fan base after her songs in the film Archies, there is nothing stopping Dot, a dazzling singing sensation. Please welcome Dot on stage. Congratulations, Dot. Thank you so much for being here. Our next category is education. This pair is on a cutting-edge mission to bridge the gap between industry and academics by helping people rapidly build industry-relevant skills. It's time to celebrate the achievements of Anupam Perdala, co-founder and COO, and Shashank Reddy Gujala, co-founder and head of customer experience, Next Wave Disruptive Technologies. Anupam couldn't join us today, but please welcome on stage Shashank. Congratulations to the both of you. Our next winner is from the enterprise technology category. He has founded a profitable logistics company which services 5,000 businesses, tracking 15,000 to 20,000 trips a day for around 1 lakh users. He also runs Hamara Truck, a CSR initiative that helps truckers find jobs. Please welcome Udhav Kumar, co-founder and CEO, Linkit. Congratulations, Udhav. Our next felicitation is for the finance category, where we would like to celebrate the achievements of someone who has become the youngest vice president of Premji Invest in its 17-year history. Isn't that extremely cool? She has led 7 investments estimating over $300 million. Her aim is to someday open her own private equity firm. Please join me in welcoming Sita Lakshmi Narayanan, Vice President, Premji Invest. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ahana and Ranveer, for joining us, for felicitating our winners. Next up, there is a very, very exciting panel discussion called Women Who Win, featuring some remarkable leaders who have made their mark before turning 30. Yes, it's all about the under 30 today. Moderating this discussion is Neha Bothra, Associate Editor, Forbes India. This special session celebrates the extraordinary young women who are reshaping industries and breaking barriers. This power-packed conversation will aim to inspire the next gen of change makers and how women can thrive and lead this rapidly evolving world. Please welcome Navya Naveli Nanda, founder of Project Naveli and L'Oréal Paris India spokesperson. Yes, please, keep going. Anushka Rathod, digital content creator. Premji Invests, Sita Lakshmi Narayanan. And Parul Chaudhary, a gold medalist at the 2022 Asian Games. Over to you, Neha.
Thanks, Nanny. So before we begin the panel, I thought we'll start with a show of hands. How many of you in this room at some point or the other have struggled with self-worth? You know, the constant chatter we have in our mind when we question ourselves. How many of you have faced that and been through it? Okay. So many of us understand what it means to conquer the self-doubt and understand our worth. My second question, how many of you have settled for less than you believe you deserve? Not many. So that isn't an area of a problem here. So we'll begin the panel now to understand how many of our panelists have actually conquered many of these struggles and how they have overcome challenges. Navya, I'll come to you first. Tell me a bit about the various defining moments you had in your life which have helped you discover yourself and embark on this journey.
Firstly, thank you for having me here. It's always nice to be in company of young people for a change. And I think very special to be here with Forbes and with L'Oréal Paris. So thank you for having me. I think to answer your question, a lot of defining moments in my life. I think the first for me would have been when I started my first business. That was a big moment for me. It was a risk that I wanted to take. It was something that I wanted to start for myself and for the work that we were doing, which was women's healthcare. That didn't work out. And that's why it was a defining moment, because I think it taught me a lot. And after hearing, so many people here today speak as well, I think failure is really a part of your journey, and you can't let that define you, but you can learn from that and you can grow from that. And I think that that's what that experience taught me. And I think it's important sometimes to fail earlier on in your life, because it gives you a lot of valuable lessons that you can incorporate in the future. I'm applying a lot of those lessons in the businesses that I run today, and I think it's given me a lot of strength as well. I think your first question about overcoming self-doubt really came because I started off with something that didn't really succeed. And that's okay. And I think that it's inspiring to see so many young people here today as well take that risk every single day. And I think that's what keeps us going. And that's what gives me hope in the future that, the future of India is in very safe hands. When I look at this room, I can say that with absolute certainty.
That's interesting. Anushka, what about you? How did you find your calling as an influencer?
I was just having that conversation with Ahana before. It was never one single day when I decided to become an influencer at all. I would, there's this line which I keep repeating is that I did not really know what was happening. It was during COVID, so I was taking it one day at a time. And I went from like a core finance journey to, detouring and making videos on the internet. And that's why I say this line that my detour became my destiny. But it all happened by chance.
That's inspiring. पारुल, आप बताइए, आपने ये कब realize किया कि आप एक बेहतरीन एथलीट हैं?
फर्स्ट टाइम मैं स्कूल में गेम खेल रही थी, तो जो मेरे पापा जी थे, तो उनके चेहरे पे इतनी खुशी थी. वो खुशी, मतलब उस खुशी के लिए मैं खेली हूँ.
उस खुशी के लिए आप खेल रही हैं. आपने किन odds का सामना किया यहाँ तक आने के लिए? हमें जरा विस्तार में बताइए.
देखो, मैं एक छोटे से गांव से निकली हूँ, तो मतलब गांव में आस पड़ोस में बोलते थे पेरेंट्स को कि ये कुछ नहीं करेंगे, क्योंकि यहाँ गांव में ज्यादातर लड़कियों का होता है कि खाना बनाना है, फिर आगे जाके शादी कर देनी है. तो मेरे पेरेंट्स ने हमारे ऊपर विश्वास रखा और इतना आगे हमें लेके आए. तो यही मैं बोलूंगी कि मतलब पेरेंट्स का सपोर्ट होना बहुत जरूरी है.
बिल्कुल. Sita Lakshmi, coming to you, I think what Parul just said beautifully leads into your experiences of working in a male-dominated industry as well. Tell me a bit about how your experience has been cracking deals in a room full of men who may look down on you. Tell me a bit more about that.
Thank you so much for having me here. I think to just reflect on the question that you just said, I think in the last 5 to 10 years, I think things have evolved where people are respecting women in some of and we are seeing a lot of women coming up in segments where we have not seen historically as much. It's usually, I mean, people usually respect people with coming in with definite views. And it so happens that even in a room full of people, if the idea is to just reconcile, come up with new thoughts, and then just build the world together, a better place for everyone to be in, I think it's just much easier for people to make progress. Even in terms of creating deals or like winning deals in male-dominated industry, over the last many years, I think people are very supportive, and irrespective of whichever gender people belong to, it's usually supportive seniors that really pave our way in terms of making progress and leading great, meaningful journeys.
Indeed, we are seeing a very tangible change when it comes to that. A long way to go, but yes, we have made a start. Navya, I'll come to you. You spoke about your failures. Now, many people in this room believe that maybe you've not had a fair share of struggles. You've got everything handed on a platter. So tell us, what are the struggles you've overcome and some anecdotes that you'd like to share with us that helped you be the person you are today?
Yeah, I mean, I think it would be, I wouldn't want to sit here and talk about, struggles that I've had, because I would acknowledge that I think my reality is very different to a lot of people in this room. And having said that, I don't think that at 21, I would have been able to start a business if I didn't have that kind of support, whether that was financial or whether that was the support of my family, like she said. I think all of these things, create the kind of privilege that I come from, and I'm very grateful for that. But having said that, I think struggle for me might have been your first question, which was overcoming self-doubt. Another thing that maybe a lot of other people in this room might have faced is that a lot of people, look at you at 22, 23, you're starting off a business and think that you're incapable of taking forward that vision that you've created for yourself because of your age. And I think that's something I faced. I had a lot of people tell me that I was too young to be doing what I do. I run a non-profit where we work around very serious themes with women, domestic violence, healthcare, legal awareness. And every room that I walked into to share that vision or to grow that vision, I was told that I was too young, or that I didn't know what I was talking about, that I didn't have the experience that I required to really create the kind of impact that I wanted to. And I think that that's something maybe that a lot of young people today might face. And I actually believe that because such a large percentage of our country's population are young people, I think it really is our responsibility to play a very, very big part in building this future that we all talk about, whether that's in the form of business or in the form of philanthropy. And I'm trying to play that part. But yeah, I think that was definitely a challenge starting off at a younger age. So.
Anushka, you said your detour became your destiny. Tell me about some challenges you face as a finfluencer. I ask this more in light of the regulatory changes we are seeing and how you need to keep up with these changes. Tell me a bit about how you stay agile to actually cater to the needs of people and at the same time toe the regulatory line.
The thing about finfluencers is that we've all been bucketed into one category. However, within finfluencers, there are different categories. I come from personal finance, where we talk about credit cards, budgeting, taxation, where I do have experience. And then there's entire segment of stock markets where most of the regulatory issues arise.
Exactly.
And also, this is a bigger conversation to have as to why people are listening to them or why there's a need for them to even, or why there's a need for people to go to unauthorized sources. Why can't it come from authorized sources? So these SEBI regulations today are so stringent that for a population this large, we have only 1,800 SEBI registered investment advisors. So that actually opens up a question that we do need to, make these regulations simpler so that more and more people are willing to take up these regulations. I myself am in the process of getting registered, and it's been a long journey just getting there. So just like getting some clarity, we do have, a paper from SEBI. They've notified us that they're going to get these changes. So we're hoping that these come soon. So we can also talk about stock markets. We can also talk about investments with, certainty, and there's no gray area or ambiguity there.
So you talk about personal finance. Tell us a bit about how empowered are women when it comes to managing finances.
Unfortunately, I would say because of social conditioning, even though women are earning, they don't really manage their own finances. Now, there's of course a wave where more and more women are entering this field that they want to be aware and invest for themselves. However, the larger picture, the larger reality for most women is that they don't want to, because they've been told that, it's a man's job, and they've been told that, they have to take care of the household. So you can't expect a woman who's working or who has other responsibilities to also take up this burden, which she's always been told that she's not good at. So it's a mental barrier for women, and it's also something as a society where we should be talking to our daughters about finance. We should invite daughters or sisters, spouses, your business partners. All of these decisions, all of the conversations around money should be had with them. They should be equally involved, and that's how women will become comfortable and also, start taking initiative and invest for themselves.
इंडीड तो पारुल ये बता रही थी कैसे विमेन को हमेशा बताया जाता है कि आपने ये करना है, आपने ये नहीं करना है. आपने जब ये डिसीजन लिया कि आपको स्पोर्ट्स में अपना नाम बनाना है, तो आपके फैमिली ने आपको सपोर्ट किया, पर जो एक सोशल स्टिग्मा था, जेंडर बायस था, आपने वो कैसे ओवरकम किया?
तब यही है, शुरू में तो सब बोलते थे कि लड़की को भेज, मेरी फैमिली से बोलते थे लड़की को भेज रहे हैं और कोई, तो ये सब था. लेकिन मैंने इन सब बातों पे ध्यान नहीं दिया क्योंकि मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मेरे ऊपर विश्वास रखा है और बस यही.
Coming to you, Sita Lakshmi, you are in a very exciting space. You're cracking deals, and there's so much happening in the finance space right now. Tell me a bit about what stands out after the funding winter that we saw last year.
I think a lot of people, and at the start of today's evening also, we venture into saying this, that people are not talking about valuation. People are talking more about unit economics. People are talking more about where a sustainable business could be built rather than how fast can one become a unicorn. So after the funding winter, it's just quite good to see that people are now focusing back on basics, which should have always been the case. But I think you can blame it on investors as well, where the dry powder has been excessive coming from different parts of the world, and India being the fastest growing economy. So blame it on investors. People were giving crazy valuation, but after that, you see a lot of discipline in the current set of founders, current set of companies which have thrived through the funding winter. There have been amazing companies. I think just one company that comes to my mind, Physics Wala, which has raised $1 billion round just like 12 to 18 months back, again to at $2 to $3 billion valuation. It's just the sheer unit economics, the perseverance of the founders that makes a great companies get great funding, even when the funding winter is there. Valuations are not a concern at all. So I would say that back to unit economics, stay strong and just focus on the core. I think that's becoming the fundamental principle that's driving the economy today.
So far in the conversation, we've touched upon many of the invisible boundaries women specifically have to address. Navya, what's the impact that you want to make in a rapidly changing world?
That's a tough question to answer. I don't think it's a one-word answer, but I do feel that we all, whether it's me through a non-profit or whether it's you through your business, have a responsibility to leave society better than we found it. That we can always be better, we can always do better. For me, because primarily what I do is we work, with women. We want to empower women to really accept entrepreneurship as an aspirational career path. I think like everyone here has spoken about, I think, of course, we are seeing a lot more representation across fields, but sometimes there is a barrier to enter. And that's the kind of barriers that we're trying to break through the work that we do at Project Niveli. I think entrepreneurship has been one of the most exciting hats that I've worn in my life, and it makes me really happy that I'm able to do that. And I think sharing that with as many women as I can, I would love to do that. And having said that, I don't think this is, just a responsibility of me as a woman or women in general. I think the men sitting in this room equally play a very big part in creating that kind of a space or ecosystem for women to grow, for women to build aspirational careers. And I think, having looked at the room we're in today and also the younger generation of men, I have a lot of confidence and faith that, they will help us build those kind of ecosystems.
Anushka, what about you? What impact do you want to make?
I really just want to help Indians make smarter and informed financial decisions, be it through, my videos or the products that I launch in future. But I want every Indian who is investing or who is putting their hard-earned money somewhere to have full knowledge and, just know how the visibility of their investment is going to look like. I don't want anyone to be scammed or not know what they're getting into just because they did not have the right information or the resources.
Sure. What about you, Sita Lakshmi? What's the big impact that you want to make in your space?
I would really want to back founders who will create a better place to be in. Like it could be like right set of products. It could be catering to the ecosystem in a big fashion. So would love to partner with founders who are creating and help them make an impact, even a larger impact through funding.
इंटरेस्टिंग पारुल, आप क्या इम्पैक्ट बनाना चाहती हैं दुनिया में जो बहुत तेजी की रफ्तार से चेंज हो रहा है?
हाँ जी, जैसे कि मैं अपने गांव से स्पोर्ट्स में निकली हूँ, तो और मुझे देख के और लड़कियां भी अभी स्पोर्ट्स करना स्टार्ट कर रही हैं, तो मैं यही बोलूँगी कि मैं भी फ्यूचर में प्लान करूँगी कि अकेडमी ओपन करके उनको ट्रेनिंग कराना है.
Okay. Now I have one common question for all four of you. And you need to answer it in 10 seconds. So just a couple of words. What does winning mean to you?
Oh, okay. Winning for me is not wait, 10 seconds. I don't think I can answer this in 10 seconds, but I'll try. Winning for me is not individual. I think this moment right here is a win for me. The fact that we're all sitting here as women talking about what we do and what we love, that's a win for me.
Anushka?
I'll just say one word, impact.
All right.
Persistence in just showing up every day, no matter what.
पारुल, आपके लिए जीत क्या मायने रखती है? आपके लिए जीत का क्या मतलब है?
मतलब मैं इस मुकाम पे आई हूँ तो ये एक जीत ही है, और जैसे कि फोर्ब्स अंडर 30 में हूँ, जीत है. और जो सबसे बड़ी जीत है वो जो मेरे पेरेंट्स की, जब मैंने पहली बार रनिंग की थी और जो उनके चेहरे पे वो मुस्कान थी, वो जीत.
Thank you so much, Navya, Anushka, Sita Lakshmi, and Parul. That was a great discussion. Many thanks.
Thank you all so much for that scintillating discussion. Thank you all. Our celebrated panelists showed us that with talent, steely determination and passion, there is no ceiling that cannot be broken. Thank you, Neha, for moderating, and for all our panelists for being there. Now, let's kick off the L'Oréal Paris Women of Worth Honors. L'Oréal Paris celebrates choices by recognizing that every woman's decision represents her unique expression of freedom. It not only applauds women who challenge the status quo, but also those who redefine it. No woman's worth should be contingent upon her role in the society, but on her individual journey, because your worth is your choice, and you're worth it. Tonight at Forbes India Under 30, presented by L'Oréal Paris, we recognize women of worth with special felicitations to applaud their achievements and grit. Together, they represent a new generation of women who are reshaping the narrative of success, one choice at a time. To celebrate these women of worth, I would like to invite on stage L'Oréal Paris India spokesperson Navya Naveli Nanda and Dario Sizzi, General Manager, L'Oréal Paris India. Please welcome back on stage. After an accident that led to her leg being amputated, Mansi refused to let the setback define her. With unwavering determination, she rose to become the world #1 in the women's singles SL3 category. We are super proud to honor the very incredible Mansi Joshi, a true woman of worth. Yes. Congratulations, Mansi. Your story is truly, truly inspiring. Now let's celebrate another very inspiring woman. India is renowned for its diverse sweets, and introducing French pastry to this crowd is no small feat. Known as the macaroon queen of India and a true woman of worth, please welcome Forbes India Under 30 alum, Pooja Dhingra, owner of Le 15 Patisserie. Thank you so much, and many congratulations to you, Pooja. We love having you at our 30 Under 30 events. Moving on to our next honoree, she is an India-born French aerospace engineer celebrated for her focus on sustainability solutions in the space industry. She explores how traditional cultures can contribute to space exploration, uniquely combining astronomy and art at her technology-driven art and design studio while delving into space-based engineering techniques. Very cool stuff. Let's give a warm welcome to Forbes India Under 30 alums and space scientist and artist Dr. Priyanka Rajakakti. Congratulations, Dr. Rajakakati. Thank you so much for being here. Now it's time to give a warm welcome to our next woman of worth, the visionary behind Ekaya. She has redefined the charm of the classic Banarasi sari, making it a popular choice among the younger generation. With her deep curiosity and appreciation for rich textiles and sheer elegance, she handpicks and modernizes traditional handlooms, bringing a fresh perspective to this very, very timeless art. Let's welcome on stage Forbes India Under 30 alum, Palak Shah. much, Palak. We all love Ikaya. The next award for Women of Worth goes to this trailblazing Indian gymnast who has made gymnastics resonate with Indians. She rose to fame with her extraordinary performance of the extremely challenging Prodonova vault. A recipient of the Padma Shri and the Major Dhyan Chand Khel Ratna Award, she was also the first woman gymnast to represent India at the 2060 Summer Olympics. Truly defying gravity and expectations is Deepa Karmakar. Congratulations, Deepa. Thank you for making the nation proud, and many congratulations to you, Deepa. The next award for the L'Oréal Paris Women of Worth goes to the one who has been determined to transform healthy eating into a lifestyle for Indians. With a mission of no maida, no palm oil, her mission is to reduce guilt while maximizing nutrition in every snack, embodying her mantra, snack free, snack proud. Let's put our hands together for Ahana Gautam, CEO and founder, Open Secret. Congratulations, Ahana. The next felicitation for L'Oréal Paris Women of Worth is a woman who has been managing Myntra, which offers 1.5 million styles from over 6,000 global brands, which is anyway a huge task. Yet, Nandita and her team tirelessly make it all happen and make it look very easy in doing that as well. Please welcome on stage Nandita Sinha, Chief Executive Officer of Myntra. Most of you get to be in the picture. Yes, main picture, very important. Congratulations, Nandita. Thank you for coming. A graduate of the National Institute of Film Technology, she is not only an actor and comedian, but also a social media sensation who fearlessly wears multiple hats, often with a touch of humor. She has captured hearts and become a household name with her comedic exaggerations of ordinary people. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Kusha Kapila. Much, Kusha. Many congratulations to you. Heartiest congratulations to all the women achievers for winning the L'Oréal Paris Women of Worth Award. Thank you, Navya and Dario, for being here and felicitating our winners. Dear class of 2024, we request you to stay back till the very end because we have a very, very special photo op planned for you, and I promise you don't want to miss out on this, right? Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, get ready for another very exciting segment that's sure to be filled with laughter and inspiration. We all know that the film industry is a captivating world filled with glitz, glamour, and larger-than-life stories. But beyond the dazzling lights and red carpets lies the journey of perseverance, creativity, and passion that shapes our favorite stars. To steer this very exciting conversation, we have Kunal Purandare, editor desk Forbes India, who will help us dig deeper into this star's journey, uncovering the secrets behind his success and his vision for the future of cinema. Get ready for an engaging conversation that promises laughter, insights, and a deeper look into the life of one of Bollywood's brightest stars. An incredibly talented actor, he has not only won our hearts, but he has also carved a niche for himself in the industry with his memorable roles and diverse characters. From romantic leads to comedic gems, he embodies versatility in every project. Please welcome Kartik Aaryan with a huge round of applause. Over to you, Kunal.
Young, famous, dashing, successful, and a popular ladies' man. We could not have asked for anyone better to grace this occasion. Welcome to the Forbes India Under 30 event, Kartik.
Thank you, sir, for the lovely introduction. Yeah, I'm so glad and excited to be here. And I mean, यहाँ बैठे हुए मैं सबके अभी सबको awards मिल रहा था, मैं उनको देखकर इतना ज़्यादा खुद भी inspire हो रहा था. So I'm so glad to be a part of this event, and congratulations to all the awardees also.
You're living a dream, Kartik. You came from Gwalior to Mumbai to study engineering.
जी.
And on this live, you pursued your acting ambitions. And today, you're one of the most successful and popular artists. Only a select few make it big in this competitive industry.
Okay, so I think I'm still living my dream. I think I feel lucky क्योंकि मुझे अभी भी ऐसा लगता है कि कई बार कहीं ये सब कुछ चला ना जाए. It feels really surreal to be a part of this entire journey, which I had so many ups and downs, and then कभी कोई success होती है film, कभी कोई failure होता है, कभी but there has been an acceptance, kind of an acceptance from the audience, which I really am glad that and I feel really sometimes lucky that इतना प्यार मुझे मिलता है. कई बार ऐसा लगता है कि हद से ज़्यादा प्यार मुझे मिला है जितना मैंने काम किया है. So which I'm so indebted to the audience. I'm so just lucky to have my fans and audience love. And I feel this journey continues. There's a long way to go for me. It's just started for me in my mind. I think first my struggle was to come to Mumbai to get my first film. वो जब हुआ तो उसके बाद successful films लाना जरूरी था. वो हुआ तो उसके बाद और ज़्यादा. So I mean with every achievement, I think your dreams, I think you need to have another dream. I mean that's what मेरे साथ वही होता रहता है. अभी मेरा अलग कुछ ड्रीम है, अभी कुछ और एम है. So I'm not content. I'm just happy that I'm in a journey where there's no finish line.
It's not easy though, especially for people like you who don't belong to the film industry. Your parents are doctors. So what was the struggle then for you, not only for that big break, but also to be taken seriously as an actor?
It takes a lot of time actually to be taken serious when a lot of people don't know you, because you have to keep proving yourself again and again. With every opportunity, you have to just give your 200%. That's the bare minimum. But uske alawa, you have to just prove yourself. I'm still proving myself with every film, with every character that I do. I won't be, I just don't want to complain about it. It's just that it is a known fact. And it just is something which I'm somewhere down the line I'm now used to it. So I'm happy with where I am and what I've achieved, and I don't want to be negative about anything else. I just want to look into my plate and give my 200%. And give my 200% to each and every opportunity that I'm getting. I think a lot of people will compare their struggles to your struggle. I would compare my thing to it's an ongoing thing. There's no end to it. If I keep doing that, I won't be looking into my work, and I just want to do that. I just want to have that positive attitude towards my work and with the people that I work with.
Yeah, you said acceptance takes a lot of time. Did you ever have moments of self-doubt during the journey, and how did you motivate yourself during that period?
No, I didn't have any self-doubt. I used to think that कोई चीज की अगर कमी है तो मैं वो हार्ड वर्क करके उसको और ज्यादा बढ़ाऊंगा, उस चीज को ठीक करूंगा. I used to have this crazy amount of, and I still do have that crazy amount of self-belief, which kept me going since the time I started, since the time I didn't have a film also. I used to feel that it's their loss if they are rejecting me in an audition. I used to feel that उनको समझ नहीं आ रहा है, वो बाद में समझेंगे. बट वो थोड़ा सा कॉन्फिडेंस और ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस के बीच की एक लाइन थी, एंड वो मेरे लिए वर्क करती रही आज तक. एंड आई स्टिल हैव दैट काइंड ऑफ सेल्फ बिलीफ एंड कॉन्फिडेंस इन माई सेल्फ. एंड I think, one thing is for sure that if I am in a room, I'll be the hardest worker in that room. So I try to make sure that everyone, nobody has any complaint about me that यार ये इसने थोड़ी सी कमी छोड़ दी, वो मैं कभी नहीं करना चाहता.
Yeah, you displayed the traits of a champion in your journey: patience, hard work, dedication, fortitude, a never give up attitude. Does it get harder as you become popular, because then the challenge is to keep reinventing yourself?
But that's the beauty of it. I think with every opportunity that you get in this industry, for example, I'm getting a chance to portray different characters which I have never portrayed before. Like with the Chandu Champion also, I've never played a character which was actually based on someone who's there right now, you know, and who it was just, I was doing romantic films or comedy films before that, and this film just changed everything for me, the character. And so I'm just lucky to have these opportunities with such filmmakers, and it gets better and better with every film. I think it's a journey where you're learning with every project, with every film. And so that happened with Chandu Champion as well. I think that champion mindset is very important, not just in your career, I think in your life, in every mindset. I actually learned this process beautifully through the journey of Chandu Champion, where we used to call it a champion's mindset actually, to never give up attitude, to have that self-belief attitude. And yeah, I think it came through the process because मुरलीकांत पेटकर जी जिनकी लाइफ पर ये फिल्म आधारित है, he is the first India's Paralympic gold medalist. So I think his attitude towards life, it's just unreal, and it's so inspiring, it's so motivating, I think, for each one of us, especially all the Indians. I mean, I think when I heard this story, I was really happy, shocked and sad that I didn't know the story, of his achievements. And I think this Paralympic, the one that just happened, so many stories that came out of it, and so many winners and so many motivational stories are just coming out again and again. I think I'm just blessed that I got the opportunity to be a part of, this entire process, and maybe relive it in a way through this journey.
I asked you this was because you were typecast as the monologue man, the lover boy, because of some of the initial films.
मुझे नाम से ज्यादा तो पहले बोलते थे मैं लंबे डायलॉग्स बोलता हूँ, तो ये
because
उसको बुलाओ जो लंबे डायलॉग बोलता है.
Because of some of the films that you had done initially, but we've seen that you've deliberately tried to break that image with films like Dhamaka, Freddy, Satya Prem Ki Kahani, Katha, and of course Chandu Champion. Do you perceive these characters as risks, these choices, and can an outsider like you take these chances only after one has established himself?
I think मेरे पास opportunities शुरू में इतनी नहीं आ रही थी कि मैं choose कर पाता. Opportunities आपको तब मिलती हैं जब आप शायद से successful films दे पाते हैं. उसके बाद ज्यादा से ज्यादा थोड़ी फिल्म मेकर्स आपके पास आते हैं दूसरी अपॉर्चुनिटीज लेकर, जो भी बहुत रेयर होती हैं, बिकॉज वंस यू आर टाइपकास्ट इन सर्टेन जॉनर, अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल बिलीव कि ये इसके लिए आसान है, इसके लिए ये बिजनेस होगा, वो एक पूरा मॉडल है. सो आई थिंक वो फॉलो करते हैं लोग, एंड उसके लिए किसी को ब्लेम नहीं कर सकते. आई थिंक दैट्स हाउ इट इज. इट्स आफ्टर ऑल वो एक बिजनेस मॉडल है, And to break through that, I think you have to look for certain kind of पर्सनली जैसे जो मैंने किया, मैंने वो चीजें ढूंढना चालू की कि जो मुझे शायद से फॉर एग्जांपल अ फ्रेडी और अ धमाका, सत्य प्रेम की कथा, अगेन अ फिल्म विच इज रियली क्लोज टू माय हार्ट, समथिंग विच इज नॉट द यूजुअल मी, एंड चंदू चैंपियन अगेन, ये सारी कहानियां मुझे अब जाके धीरे धीरे मिल रही हैं, ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज अब मिल रही हैं जो पहले शायद नहीं मिलती, शायद प्यार का पंचनामा करने के बाद सोनू के टीटू की स्वीटी ज्यादा, लुक्का छुपी पति वही मिलती, बिकॉज ऑफ हाउ इट इज, या बिकॉज ऑफ द इमेज.
One can also say that you're known to strike it when the iron is hot. So as you became more popular, as you started getting these kind of films, you started charging more money as well. For Dhamaka, for instance, you charge rupees 20 crore for just 10 days of work.
I mean, Forbes India में अभी बिजनेस की बातें कर रहे थे सब. तो मैंने भी कुछ हाँ मैंने किया तो प्रॉब्लम क्या है?
No, it's good. You're cashing in on your popularity.
I think हम लोग उस टाइम कोविड के टाइम, बिकॉज सब कुछ आइसोलेशन में था, कोई भी बाहर नहीं जा पा रहा था, इतने सारे लोग एक साथ फिल्म नहीं बना पा रहे थे. सो आई हैड दिस आइडिया कि किसी तरीके से, क्योंकि थिएटर्स बंद हो गए थे उस टाइम, कि ऐसी कोई फिल्म की जाए जो आइसोलेशन में हो. तो मेरे पास काफी टाइम पहले ये फिल्म आई हुई थी, एंड देन माय टीम एंड मी वी जस्ट रिमेम्बर्ड कि यार एक ऐसी स्टोरी है which we had liked, but I think we somewhere down the line thought कि theaters में नहीं, वो कभी OTT में कभी होगा boom, तो and उस time actually OTT boom हो रहा था. So and that's how धमाका happened. That उसमें हम लोगों ने वो पूरी फिल्म Zoom calls पे setup की. मैं राम माधवानी सर जो डायरेक्टर है फिल्म के, उनको कभी मिला ही नहीं उसके पहले, मैं Zoom कॉल पे ही मिला और उनसे बातें हुई. उसकी स्क्रिप्ट पूरी तैयार थी. 10 दिन में हम लोगों ने वो पूरी शूट की. ऐसे प्लान किया कि वो पूरे होटल का एक पूरा ए विंग ब्लॉक कर दिया जाएगा और कोई उस विंग में नहीं जाएगा. एक बार वहां एंट्री किए तो वहां से बाहर नहीं जा सकते. 360 डिग्रीज में मेरा पूरा शूट होता था कैमरा में, और मैं लंबे डायलॉग्स वैसे भी बोलता रहता हूँ, तो वो एक बार में 15 पेज 10 पेज के डायलॉग्स के शूटिंग होते थे. सो दैट्स हाउ वी फिनिश्ड इट, लाइक 120 पेजेस का या 110 की स्क्रिप्ट थी, and we did it in 10 days, and that's how it was planned. So ठीक है, वो थोड़ा सा पैसे ज्यादा दे दिए इसलिए.
I wanted to know, is money then the deciding factor for you? Can you sacrifice or let go of a lucrative project for something that will compel you to push your creative boundaries?
100%. I mean, I would let go of money for something which is creative, which gives me creative satisfaction, and end of the day, एक point के बाद it's not about money. It's only about creativity. I love going in front of camera. I love entertaining people, and for that I don't need money. So I need the applause. I need the reactions. I need their emotions. So I think if that connects, that's the most beautiful gift that I could ever get.
Yeah. To be fair to you, I mean, you had returned your remuneration for Shehzada when the film faced financial troubles. So
आप सब याद दिला रहे हो मुझे.
There is a lot of large-heartedness in you as well, then.
Yeah, because there was a loss at that time, and I think somewhere down the line, you're also responsible, and I take all responsibility of all my films, whether they're successful or they're failures, and that's how I think it should be. So yeah, and it was not because of this reason. It was actually because of during the making of it, we were in some kind of there was some kind of tussle. So I came in between and then did that.
But you are a spendthrift. You own a house now in Mumbai. You have an array of luxury cars. You like the good life. You travel in the best of places. You stay in the most luxurious hotels. But do you feel? Do you feel you had the most fun when you lived with those 12 people in a rented apartment in Mumbai when you first came to the city? Do you still recall and relive those days?
मुझे दोनों में मजा आया है सर. मुझे मुझे उस पे भी जब when I was staying with my roommates, I think I had lots and lots of fun over there. That's again a part of my journey where I started from, and this is where I wanted to be, and I have no complaints about it. I really enjoy it. I don't know if I stay all the time at the luxurious hotels, but I try to just enjoy every moment. And now that मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि तब मेरे पास ज्यादा टाइम था ये enjoy करने का, ये सारी चीजों के लिए बारे में सोचने का. अब जब ये सब है तो शायद से वो टाइम नहीं मिलता है. So I don't get to like even if I'm staying in this hotel, I would not know. I just asked ki which hotel are we in and where are we. So it just becomes a routine, a habit where I need to take some time off also and enjoy.
What is your advice to the youngsters here? How should they deal with restlessness and handle maybe sudden success that comes their way?
Sudden success? मेरे पास सडन सक्सेस नहीं आई थी, सो मुझे वो जो एक आउटबर्स्ट होता है लोगों का और ये सब सक्सेसफुल चीजें होती हैं, वो काफी टाइम लगा था. 7-8 साल लगे थे इंडस्ट्री में, उसके बाद वो रिकग्निशन मिला था. सो आई स्टिल फील स्कैर्ड एंड समटाइम्स आई फील लाइक थोड़ा सा कि कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये हार्डवर्क करते रहना है, कहीं ना कहीं मुझे ये चीज प्रूव करती रहनी है. बट आई फील जब एकदम सडन होता है एंड सो आई कांट रियली say this, but मैं अपने केस में अगर मेरे साथ ये होता, I would still think कि मैं वो हार्ड वर्क नहीं छोड़ता, मैं उस चीज को, because सक्सेस जो ये चीज है, it's all temporary. Every Friday या whatever आप जिस भी वेंचर में हो, I think वो आपका रिजल्ट बार बार चेंज होने के चांसेस रहते हैं. हमारे में तो रहते हैं. लाइक इन एंटरटेनमेंट इंडस्ट्री एवरी फ्राइडे इट जस्ट चेंजेस, एंड आई फील यू शुड नॉट get married to success or failures. Anyone can become a success story anytime, and I think you should just be a part of this process, and if you love the process, I think that is a successful journey more than anything.
You have a round of applause for Karthik, please. You have Bhool Bhulaiya 3 coming up. The franchise took your popularity to another level. Now what's your ultimate goal as an artist?
Now Bhool Bhulaiya 3 is coming. पहले ultimate goal है कि वो hit हो जाए. लेकिन ultimate goal would be to have gems like Chandu Champion और सत्य प्रेम की कथा, or these films in my filmography, which I think with time also people would go back and watch and get entertained and relish those movies. I think I want to do that kind of work. I want to not just this, but I want to just be that entertainer that people just remember as ये मुझे आज भी अभी लोग बहुत बोलते हैं कि आपकी फिल्में देख के हमें बहुत खुशी मिलती है, या कोविड के टाइम पे फॉर एग्जांपल बिकॉज आई डन सो मेनी कॉमेडी फिल्म्स, तो वो कॉमिकल रिलीफ मिलता है या हंसी आती है, फैमिली के साथ देख लेते हैं. सो आई फील ऑल दीज थिंग्स, मुझे ये मेरे लिए थोड़े थोड़े मोमेंट्स हैं जो मैं हमेशा रखना चाहता हूँ, एंड इवेंचुअली ये जेम्स मेरे साथ बढ़ते रहें और ऐसी फिल्मोग्राफी रहे जो थोड़ी सी हिस्टोरिक रहे.
Yeah, it's been an eventful ride, Karthik, and you have shown that nothing is impossible. It was lovely talking to you, and we wish you greater success in the future.
Thank you
very much.
Thank you
for
so
your
much.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Karthik, for sharing your story with us. And just stay back for a minute. Thank you, Kunal. I'd like to invite on stage Padma Shri Deepa Karmakar, para badminton player Mansi Joshi, and L'Oreal Paris India General Manager Dario Sizzi to felicitate Karthik with the Forbes India Icon of Excellence. Thank you, everyone. And congratulations, Karthik. You're a true champion. Thank you so much. Moving on to our next set, I'd like to welcome back on stage Pooja Dhingra, founder Le 15 Patisserie, and Dr. Priyanka Raj Kakati, space scientist and artist. Did I get your name right this time? Yes, I did. Thank you. Thank you. Now on to the finance category. Our next winner has led business strategy and integration of acquired companies and has closed deals worth $200 million. Please give a good round of applause for Vishnu Acharya, Head of Strategy and M&A Investments, Razorpay. Congratulations. It's time for the next category, food and hospitality. Farmly was launched to deliver sustainable agricultural solutions and has transitioned to a B2C brand in May 2020. Farmly connects with over 5,000 farmers to ensure quality and fair incomes. Now offering more than 100 healthy snacks. Please welcome on stage Abhishek Agarwal, co-founder and director of Farmly. Can we have the cheers going on, please? Thank you. Congratulations. Our next category is healthcare. Our winner in this category was one among 100 chosen for the Global Leadership Challenge in 2022. A joint initiative of the University of Oxford and the St. Gallen Symposium. He has been at the forefront of embracing new technologies and enabling collaboration among diverse stakeholders. He won as the senior consultant at McKinsey & Company and now works in the Chairman's Office, Department of Health, Abu Dhabi. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Nadeem Ahmed. Congratulations. Moving on to our next category, which is industry and manufacturing. Embracing the national call for Make in India and putting their technical prowess to use, these two IIT Kanpur alumni are providing unmanned aerial vehicles, UAV solutions, to put it simply, and making drones in an indigenous way. These drones are multi-terrain tested and built with innovations for real-time solutions. I'd like to call on stage Ramakrishna Mendu, co-founder and CEO, and Chirag Jain, co-founder and CTO, Endure Air Systems, to receive the honor. Congratulations to the both of you. Our next category is NGO and social entrepreneurship. Designing innovative, affordable devices for people with special abilities, which includes AI-powered smart glasses for the visibly impaired and smart gloves for the hearing and speech disabled to communicate without using sign language. He has really thought it through. I'd like to invite on stage Hani Bhakchandani, founder, Torchit, to please come on stage and receive the felicitation. Many congratulations, Hani. Thanks for being here today. This night is illuminated with such great minds. Moving on to the sports category, join me in putting the focus on the achievements of an Indian athlete specializing in long steeplechase. She became the first athlete to win medals in both women's steeplechase and 5,000 meters in the 2022 Asian Games. Please put your hands together for Parul Chaudhary. Congratulations, Parul. Our next under 30 achiever in the sports category specializes in 100-meter hurdles. She's a track and field athlete. She broke the national record for indoor 60-meter hurdles 5 times in 2024. She won the gold in the 2024 Asian Indoor Athletics Championships in Tehran, Iran. Please welcome Jyoti Yaraji with a huge round of applause. Congratulations. Both of you make us very, very proud. The last category for the evening is Agri-Tech. This duo jumped right into entrepreneurship after graduating from IIT Roorkee. Backed by Omnivore and Waterbridge Ventures, Loopworm is an insect biosciences and biomanufacturing company. They aim to raise another round of funding next year. Please welcome Ankit Alok Bagadia, co-founder and CEO, and Abhi Gauri, co-founder and COO, Loopworm. Congratulations, Ankit and Abhi, and thank you, Pooja and Priyanka, for doing the honors. As we bring this remarkable and inspirational night to a close, the stories shared today reflect one common thread: an unwavering passion to make an impact, not just for themselves, but for the world around them. As we leave here, let's carry the same drive and inspiration forward. Remember, greatness is not confined by age, but by the audacity to dream. Dream big, take risks, and keep pushing forward. Huge congratulations to all our honorees. Your journey is just the beginning, and we can't wait to see all the incredible things you'll accomplish next. We thank our partners, L'Oréal Paris Associate Partner, Reliance Industries Limited, and UTI Mutual Fund and Workspace Partner, IndyCube. Let's give a round of applause as we honor these outstanding individuals who are shaping the future and making a significant impact. Now, class of 2024, please join us on stage with your trophies for the promised photo op. Mexi, request you to take over, please. Thank you all. This is me signing off.